I hope you don't disagree when I say that Steph Curry is a top 10 player to ever touch a basketball. 4-time champ, 2-time MVP, finals MVP, face of a dynasty, revolutionized the sport, you know the deal. But over a decade ago, the thought that this dude could ascend to this level was absurd. He was just a kid with potential. A lot of potential.
Steph stacks, crossover, fires away. Wow! Another three from Curry!
In 2015, Steph and the Warriors were underestimated. They were a young jump shooting team, a recipe that no one believed could ever win a championship. At least, that was the belief. The chef went on to snap ankles on a nightly basis while taking shots that had his coach questioning reality. He won his first career MVP and followed it up with a playoff run that shook the NBA to its core. And yet, it's forgotten. Due to the whirlwind that was 2016 and everything that transpired afterwards, 2015 is buried in history, which is why I'm here to bring it back into the spotlight, as it marked the dawn of the Curry era.
With the 7th pick in the 2009 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
Drafted 7th overall by Golden State in 2009, everyone knew Steph Curry had limitless potential. But the question whether he'd ever fulfill it was doubted, especially through his first few seasons. In his sophomore year, Steph missed spurts of games due to right ankle injuries. During the offseason, he got surgery on it to repair torn ligaments in hopes of officially eliminating these issues. It didn't. In just the second game of the 2012 season, he rolls his surgically repaired ankle, but misses just one game. Then in his third game back from injury, he sprains that right ankle again, and it looks bad. Steph would miss 2 weeks, and upon his return, he played healthy for about 2 months before suffering a strained tendon in, you guessed it, his right foot. 10 days later, he was cleared to play, but it only lasted 4 games due to a mildly sprained right ankle, as he went on to miss the final 28 games of the season. 1 month later, that right ankle went under the knife again. At this point, his career trajectory was a roll of the dice, a gamble that the Warriors were willing to take. They signed Steph to a 4-year, $44 million extension, which was seen by many as a risky investment, but it seemed to give Curry all the validation he needed. In 2013, the man was as healthy as he's ever been, leading Golden State to the postseason for the first time in 6 years, where he shot the lights out, upsetting the 3-seeded Nuggets in the first round, before falling to the Spurs in round 2. But still, the kid's first playoff appearance put him on the radar, and most importantly, he's finally healthy. A return to the postseason in 2014 saw the Warriors fall to the Clippers in a round 1 war. It was disappointing, but in just their second playoff appearance of the decade, the Warriors have made serious noise against championship contenders. This young squad is only ascending, the pieces are in place, and they have a fresh head coach taking them to new heights. Well, not anymore. Just 3 days after their Game 7 loss, the Warriors bafflingly fire Mark Jackson, who just led the team to 2 playoff appearances in his 3 seasons as head coach. A week later, they hired former player Steve Kerr, who had no coaching experience and was set on implementing a new play style over one that's already shown success. It was a sudden shock to the entire team. Steph was completely opposed to the idea, but it turned out to be one that would unlock the full superpowers of the baby-faced assassin. Turns out Steve Kerr's style of play was tailor-made for this Warriors squad. The free-flowing up-tempo offense flowed to perfection, and with Steph seamlessly fitting in as the hub of the offense, Kerr gave him the greenest of green lights. It was all gas for the chef.
At 5, Curry for the lead. Curry all pretty fake, pulls up, there's the first move, puts his foot on the pedal, behind the back, plays it in, Iguodala push ahead, Curry down the lane, and he rammed it home! Tempo, Curry's at 2 in a row, 3 for 3, he turns! So Green is. Curry kicks it out, Barnes for 3, puts it in! Curry splits the defense behind the back. Fires a three. Oh, he puts it in. What a spectacular move. That could be the greatest move I've ever seen. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, the dude was cooking. You couldn't turn your head away from the TV when Steph was playing. He was box office, averaging 24, 4, 8, and 2 on red-hot efficiency while breaking the NBA single-season three-point record on the #1 team in the NBA. 3 years ago, we questioned whether he'd ever be healthy, if he'd fulfill whatever his potential might be. And thankfully, we now know it was one of a future MVP, as Steph was crowned the 2015 NBA Most Valuable Player. But this wasn't changing any narratives. Despite Curry and the Warriors' success, the media was adamant that a team that relied on jump shooting could never win a championship, with doubts that a small guard can lead them there, let alone one that relied on shooting. So there you have it, wrap it up. The Warriors don't have a chance. Up first on Curry's hit list were the 8-seeded Pelicans, led by big man Anthony Davis, also known as the Brow, except it was Curry who raised our brows in Game 1.
Curry from way downtown. Steph Curry, it's not Curry to the basket again. Curry on the drive, scoop layup, counted, foul. Surrounded, another turnover. Here comes Curry. Curry to the basket, foul. Shots good and one.
A light 34-point dish with some extra left-handed sauce on the side by the chef. Up 1-0 headed into Game 2, the Splash Bros combined to score half of the team's points to win by 10. Home court is protected. Now down in New Orleans, aiming to avoid an 0-3 deficit, the Pelicans soared off the crowd's energy, leading by as much as 17 with 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Against anybody else, this game's over. But not Golden State. This new high-octane offense, alongside one of the best defenses in the league, had the Pelicans in hell. In a 5-minute span, the Warriors managed to cut the lead down to 5 with less than 30 seconds to go. And the MVP is about to come alive.
Got it, looking for Curry or Thompson. Curry lets Holiday go by, and Steph Curry hits a three. Oh, they're not dead yet. 2-point game. Chance to tie it here for Golden State. Curry's got it. And Curry will let it go. The three comes up short. Offensive rebound. Curry again.
How is this not an and one? Not only does Steph get the shot over the double team and 6'10" AD's 27-foot wingspan, but he also gets clobbered by him in the process. And he still cashes it to tie the game. In overtime, he'd launch in another to give him 40 points, 5 boards, 9 assists, in a 3-0 series lead. With a chance to sweep in Game 4, Steph couldn't miss, showing off his range, handle, and underrated finishing ability on his way to a 38-point night. Take out the brooms, the Warriors are off to round 2. The first round was nothing to write home about. Curry and his boys, as they should, took care of business. But now they have a real test. A veteran Grizzly squad led by Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, and Mike Conley, who've been knocking on the door for years. Will finesse or grit prevail? In Game 1, it was the Young Guns who dazzled to draw first blood. But then the switch flipped.